Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. I am your host. This is Nicole, and I am joined this week by Dexter,
Yo, yo.
by Tom,
What up?
and Armani.
What's up, guys?
And we are back once again to talk about the things going on in the news, in the world this week. First up, just kind of a follow-up to last week. We wrapped up Your Honor. So Your Honor was the highest debut show for a show on Showtime.
Oh, so just Showtime, not just period.
No, it's just for the network.
It was the biggest premiere ever, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
All right, that's dope.
I mean, do you guys think it was like that? I mean, that just one of those things where people just, we watched it because of who was in it, so we're going to give it a shot. Do you guys think it's worth that? Like, it's worth that actually means it was that great?
I think it was well placed time-wise because we're not getting a lot of blockbuster anything right now. So I think there's a shortage of good television, especially nighttime, primetime television on premium channels. So I think with Bryan Cranston, he's pretty popular. I could understand why people would run to it if someone says it's good. It's got a good premise. If you watch the first episode, you're kind of in, depending on, what type of person you are. I don't know. I don't think Showtime has ever had a big debut show that I can remember anyway. To be perfectly honest with you, it's really weird to have a big debut show on any of those cable networks because they just don't really reach everybody with a debut show. Like even like Game of Thrones, I didn't know about it until it was already like big. Did you watch the first episode of Game of Thrones when it came out?
No, I don't think I started watching Game of Thrones until maybe into the first season. Like I didn't start it like day one, episode 1.
Oh, I thought you did.
I don't think I did.
I caught it like episode 4.
Yeah.
That's when I started watching it.
Wow.
Armani, did you start it off?
No, I was like 10. Like, I remember when it started because I was like, oh, dragons. It's like, no, you can't watch this one.
You might be right.
Wow.
That's real too. That's real. She was like, I was like 10 years old, bro. I don't know what you want me to say. As far as if it was worth it, I don't know if it was worth it. I mean, I don't appreciate the way it ended. So
yeah,
it kind of the way that something ends, can cheapen something. And I think in this particular instance, that's what it kind of did. So I don't care that it was the highest premiere when the finale was like that. I don't care about the highest premiere when the finale is that right there. So I don't know. How y'all guys feel about it?
It's kind of crazy to me how this show was the highest debut because I don't feel like I heard about this show until I was randomly on Showtime. And I was just like, oh, Bryan Cranston, okay. Seems interesting. But I don't feel like there was any kind of advertisement for this whatsoever.
Same.
As far as Showtime shows go. Because, like, Showtime shows consist of what? Like, we got Dexter, Shameless, Power.
Now Power's on Stars.
Oh, Power's on Stars, but
yeah, you got Billions, House of Lies. What's the other one? There's some other things on there like Ray Donovan but I agree with you. There aren't a lot of shows that make you run to Showtime, and it's not like you're on Showtime and something that gets advertised like HBO. Like where HBO, you're already watching something on HBO, and then you find out something else on HBO is coming on, and you're like, oh snap. Or you're watching a movie, and they may show you what the show is doing at the beginning. I mean, they'll show you at the beginning that a new show is coming out or something like that. So, I don't know. It's rough being behind HBO.
That's very true. That's a very true statement.
I would imagine.
Heck, HBO and Netflix at this point.
Oh, yeah.
To some extent.
I mean, it sucks being behind Netflix. I think they're number one.
Well, still kind of in the realm of legislation. So we've had rules that have governed censorship for a while now. So they're in the courts again. Once again, they're discussing adding additional censorship ratings to games, saying that games that contain like psychological terror should not even be available to adults. Not just like kids can't buy these games. So they're trying to put stricter ratings on video games, saying that these things are still causing an increase in violence and crime in the world. And based on this legislation, if it was to go through, GTA would get banned. Like, that would become a banned game.
I feel like that's stupid. Because regardless, the problem isn't with the games, it's with the adults themselves. Because how are you going to tell grown adults what they can and cannot consume? And just for one, to take that from everybody.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, if we're taking away video games, then it's just funny to me how they pick and choose, because all of these demented things we watch on TV, and that ain't banned.
Mm-hmm.
However, they want to attack the video games that they don't play. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody that plays a video game and enjoys a video game. It's just one of those things. It's like a guy speaking on makeup and like taking a stance on what happens in the makeup industry. It's like, we don't know nothing about what happens in the makeup industry, yet we're walking around here talking about we should change things based off of that. It's like, you don't even play video games. You don't even enjoy video games. You don't even consume them. Like, it's even like with girls that got a problem with guys playing video games. It's like, don't nobody walk around and say they got a problem with you doing your hair or doing your nails or doing whatever it is that you feel like doing as a hobby. You know what I mean? It's like nobody walks around and scrutinizes your hobby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Gamers got it bad, like especially a guy gamer. Don't let your girl not understand that you like to play video games. Like, you're allowed to spend time watching as much TV as you want, but don't you have a controller in your hands. It's ridiculous. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of a person say that somebody was immature because they were watching too much television? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But have you ever heard
Mm-hmm.
like a stance on it? You know what I mean? And somebody group up and be like, yeah, yo, my husband watches way too much television. You know what I'm saying? Like, now. But you could definitely get, 100 girls to say that they're men, that they hate the fact that their men play Madden and 2K.
That's right. Okay.
But it's crazy, though, because, like, in an article, they were saying that this is supposed to help crack down on the crimes that are going on in the community as far as, like, carjackings and stuff like that. But to say that, where does this stop? Because it can't just stop at video games if they're saying that kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree
you're
with
saying,
you
like,
there.
I've never played
that's
GTA and been like, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go steal this car, pick up a prostitute, hit her with this car, and then go on my day.
yeah. Grand Theft Auto is like the least tamest crime in the whole game. Like, how would that be an issue? If that's the, why not ban the movie that we watch? Half this stuff on Netflix is way worse than
I mean, Snowfall taught me how to cook crack.
Right. It's just so much other stuff, other media that's for people to.
They about to have a John Wick 4.
Right.
Equalizer just came out with a show after two, like,
Right. Like why are you banning video games when all those shows and movies get millions and millions of dollars worth of like advertisement dumped into it? Like, you can't. It's like this stuff is in every ad. When you go to watch a video on YouTube, it's an ad for whatever, and it's ultra violent. But the video game is the issue. You want to ban Grand Theft Auto, like World of Warcraft? I'm sure there's violence in that. There's, I don't know. What's another game people play? Skyrim. There's violence in that. Why?
It's still a video game. They will ban that too.
Like you said, it's subjective, man. It's like you said, it's old people who've never played the game, and if you couldn't ban the rap music, so or whatever. You know what I mean? So let's just attack this.
I wish they would.
Like.
I wish they would now. Shit. I'll take, you could ban all of it at the expense of what everybody listens to now.
Yeah.
Please. Jeez. Just ban it all. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? No, if they banned everything after a certain year. That would be ill. Just ban everything after like 2016. Like anything that came out after 2016, you just short. We'd never get no. I don't know who came out in 2016, but we'd never get Summer Walker or something. Nah, she's a singer. She's a singer. You know what I'm saying? But we would never get there would be no Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. We just banned 2016. We wouldn't have no Lil Baby. Wouldn't Wait, when the Migos start? I want a band right before that.
Nah, I was saying we get no Takashi.
Speaking of Takashi,
What someone speaking to him?
it's a lot going on with this little guy, man. He taunted Meek. Now Meek is talking about Kobe. Now he's under fire. He's a wild one for. I don't want to speak on that.
I think he's wild for even dropping that bar. To be honest,
Yeah,
like it hasn't even been a year, really. Like,
I think the problem is he doesn't realize that he's scrutinized. There's a lot of times when people have bars and they say all types of stupid stuff, but you got to realize the platform that you have as a rapper or as an artist, and that people are actually listening for you to mess up sometimes, listening for you to say something stupid, like, or they're looking for you to be smart, and they just always just like arguing with 6ix9ine and even creating that bar and putting it down at the expense of what? Just so you could say a cool line about Chopper? Like,
it wasn't even a good line at that.
Yeah, like, come on, dog. But it's just, it's sad, man. But what I was saying was the Meek and 6ix9ine thing. It's very interesting what's going on with this kid and how he's able to taunt the world and kind of do the opposite of what everybody thinks can't be done to people. Sometimes people they think, oh my God, this person is going to do this, this person is going to do that, this person is going to do this. He didn't say whatever he wanted to say to anybody, and as long as he got his 19 Twin Towers around him, he's finna say what he wants to say. It's crazy. Like, nobody, all that gangster stuff, ain't nobody that gangster.
Yeah, it's like we know you work for the FBI. I can't. You're almost untouchable.
Though. Nobody is that gangster. You got to realize when you really think about it, when people handle business, they handle business because people are obscure. Like, people go and they do things and they personally feel some type of way, and they go handle business because they feel disrespected. But it's not like people are really out here doing ridiculous stuff, going up on stage and shooting people. Or, it's happened before, but you don't see these things happen. You see people pretty much just talk shit and talk about what they're going to do. You don't really see a lot of people, paying to, you don't see nobody paying nobody to go risk their freedom. Like, that's not really what you see too much. Anyway, I brought him up because there's apparently a Takashi Showtime special coming out. I'm not interested, but
I believe he already has a documentary on Hulu as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep, he does.
Do we know what the documentary talked about?
It's supposed to be some kind of double, it's one part fictional gangster story and then half documentary about his actual life. I didn't bother watching it.
Me neither.
He's one of those people who it's like Aaron Hernandez. No one probably wanted to watch that documentary either when he was still walking around doing fuck shit. But then once he was dead, it was like, okay, now I'm intrigued. I want to watch this documentary about how this happened. So this kid's a walking train wreck. I mean, I'd be interested to know how we got here.
Yeah, not me.
Okay.
No, it's one of those train wrecks where it's super slow and we see it coming and we're just watching it come, getting closer and closer.
To hurry up at this point.
Yeah.
You just everything but that's what I meant. When I said wipe out rap music, that's really where I was going with it. I'm not dead serious. I love my rap music. However, he's a travesty, man. And it doesn't even have anything to do with him telling. It has, that's another layer. He's just a clout chasing, childish person. And it's like he's one of them type of people that don't have no old head guidance, nobody that he respects. So he just runs wild because he doesn't have no mother figure, no father figure, no older sister, nobody that you respect that'll be like, yo, you out here looking stupid. He don't care, because it gets him whatever type of notoriety that, I don't know, man. It's crazy out here. Uzi got a vision stone in his head. So.
Well, speaking of crazy characters, Mortal Kombat trailer is out. Did everyone watch the Mortal Kombat trailer?
Mm-hmm. You guys watch both of them?
There's more than one?
Right.
Yeah, there's two.
Oh, man.
They released the initial teaser, and then there was one that was more violent, or was age restricted on YouTube.
I think I seen a long one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I've
was the
seen
age restricted one.
yeah, I've seen the Red Band trailer.
Okay.
I feel like both of the ones that I've seen, Jack's got his arms ripped off. So
Yeah. Okay.
Was
Well.
Scorpion cutting people?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was that one.
So I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that this was getting done, I was really skeptical. I was like, I don't think I want to see this. Like, I don't know if I need this in my life again. I enjoyed the Bad B movie, 90s one. I was cool. But I was very pleasantly surprised by how good that trailer was. Yeah, no, this wasn't some low budget stuff. Tom, what'd you think?
I thought it was super dope. Like you said, I was with you. Like I knew it was something coming, and then I'm sitting on my phone. I see it pop up. I'm like, all right, let me throw this on the TV. I'm sitting downstairs. Man, my son was sitting there, and he saw it, and it ended. He's sitting like, yo, Dad, run it back. Let me see it again. I'm like, oh God, no. But that was just 'cause it looked super crazy. Like, what I'm saying? My son knows, he plays the game. Yeah. Whatever the one with Terminator, he plays that with his friends online. And so he saw Mortal Kombat. He's like, oh, it's the game. That's the game. And I'm like, and I'm watching it crazy. I am impressed. I did not expect none of that. At all. So I feel like this is one of those times where something came out back in the day, and it looked like you said, it was a B movie, but now we have like the technology caught up to make stuff look more cool, I guess. And I think that's what makes it. It's like it looks like the video game rather than some practical effect that somebody did. Mythbusters put together in their backlot. You know what I mean? I think that's dope.
I agree. I think that they had the budget finally, and I think that they are able to. I think that we're in an age where they execute things better. Period.
Yeah.
Most of the problems are like the story now. You know what I mean? Like the story don't work out. Like you watch a whole movie. You watch a whole movie and it looks great. It sounds great. The pacing is good, and then the story gets weird at the end. You know what I'm saying? Or the twist is stupid, or you just feel that the writing wasn't done well, but the execution is done well. Like if you think about Transformers, like Transformers is done well. The only way that they messed it up was by, that's another thing.
Armani?
Oh, well, I'm here for it 100%. Because I definitely grew up in that era when all the bad B movies. Oh, actually, no, I won't say that. But when they were trying to do like the remakes, like when they released Mortal Kombat, there was Dragon Ball Z, the Avatar, like all the letdowns of the century.
Right.
So I'm definitely here for the good budget movie. Because I like the Mortal Kombat games. Who was y'all's go-to for Mortal Kombat?
For me, it was Scorpion.
Sub-Zero.
That was a Liu Kang dude.
I definitely was going with Kato.
It's interesting. We all went with somebody different.
Range attacks is important, though.
Let's get on the nights.
Yeah, pretty much, right? If I could freeze you and it just punch you like 3-4 times, you couldn't do nothing.
Oh no, you know what? I use Raiden a lot too.
Yeah.
Spam moving.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. On the Super Nintendo.
Huh?
I was just thinking about Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo.
Oh, I never played it on Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis.
All right, I think I did too.
That's like the only system I never had. I never had a Super Nintendo.
Really?
Well,
You didn't like that? Wasn't one of the ones that got traded around? I feel like I bought a Super Nintendo from like somebody around when we were growing up, and then they, I feel like I might have. No, I got a Sega. That's what.
Yeah.
So more nostalgia. Powerpuff Girls is getting a live action workup. It's getting a live action treatment. I think this works. I like it. I like the idea of a live action Powerpuff Girls a la Riverdale style and Sabrina and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely here for it because, like, when you read like the storyline of how they're about to go with it, like I went back and I thought about it and I was like, those little girls never said they wanted to be superheroes.
No.
I got one question.
I know nothing about them.
I got one question, and I can speak for anybody who's ever seen that cartoon. Who's playing Mojo Jojo? Who's doing the voice? That's all I want to know. Who's doing that? You got to have a cool person do that part or that voice.
And it's a show on CW, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be a show on CW.
Yeah.
A la Riverdale, and bringing all of these stories that you guys love to life. So, no, it's not
pretty much
by Cartoon Network.
We're good. So Dexter, you didn't watch Powerpuff Girls growing up?
No, I know nothing about these Powerpuff Girls.
What?
I know. Look, I know nothing about Powerpuff Girls. I didn't watch a lot of Cartoon Network at all as a kid.
Oof. What were you watching?
I mean, it kind of came out when I was
that was late. That was late.
Yeah, like it kind of got created after I was like.
Yeah, we were like 9th, 10th grade when it came on.
Yeah, it wasn't. I probably didn't watch Cartoon Network until the Boondocks came on. That came on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah, like early 2010.
Yeah, yeah. I probably didn't watch it until then. So, in other news, I have discovered I have a Samsung Smart TV. There's a bunch of channels. There's something called Samsung TV Plus. Basically, it's a bunch of channels that come with the television as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. And they have a whole bunch of curated stations that are, free to you, as I said earlier. Anyway, they have like Love and Hip Hop. So I realized that it's like a Viacom thing. They have like Love and Hip Hop station, but they also have like Kitchen Nightmare station. They have all types of, I think there's a game show network. There's reality television. There's music channels. There's movie channels. The other day I was working and Love and Hip Hop was on. As the cycle was going through or whatever, I started to realize that during the commercials, it was called Pluto TV. I'm realizing that there's Pluto TV on apps. You can get Pluto TV on your Roku. You can get Pluto TV on your Fire Stick, your smart TVs or whatever. But it's a bunch of curated content that is free, and I think it's owned by Viacom. It's pretty dope. They have a bunch of video game stations. So there's GameSpot on there. They have IGN has a station on there. There's a Epic Fail station on there. Like, there's all types of shit on there. You know what I mean? For you to watch if you don't have cable. And it just made me think of how many options there are to watch television now. For me seeing what's on Peacock and what's on Apple TV. And, I just recently downloaded the USA app. And, like, the USA app is, like, coupled with all of the affiliates. So it's like Bravo on there and, all of the things that I guess that are owned by those parent companies or whatever. It's just very interesting that if you have access to some of this curated content, you don't need cable as much anymore. Mm-hmm. It's all a very interesting way of doing everything. And, what I was saying to Nick the other day was Peacock is owned by Comcast. So this is really their way of getting into the streaming networks because they own NBC Universal. That's a subsidiary of Comcast. So all of that content and all of that money that they're about to capitalize off of, especially being the exclusive provider of WWE, they're about to do some things real quick. And they're about to get some money from us outside of cable that we don't know about.
Yeah, so Comcast is still getting that money.
You can cut the cable. You can cut the cord if you want to.
Yeah, that's
what I call good business.
It's very good business.
Bad for us.
I mean, is it? We're just a really we get our TV a la carte now. It's just what it is.
Yeah, but it just doesn't come from them. It doesn't go through them. That's all. Everything used to go through them.
Are there Pluto
network?
Are there Pluto TV like originals, like or anything like that?
I don't know. I know that there's a lot of like with the movies and stuff. It's a lot of stuff I think that is mirrored with like the stuff that you'll find on Peacock or the stuff that you'll find on USA. I think it's all kind of the same type of content, but there is an on-demand function where you can watch movies and stuff like that, but it has commercials or whatever. But it's not obnoxious commercials. It's not too bad.
The one thing that I did see on there that I thought was dope was there was I believe IGN walkthrough channel where they were doing a walkthrough of Last of Us 2. So you could sit there and just like people do on Twitch, you go on there and there was more about community and interacting with other people and talking about conversing while you're watching someone play a game. But here, if you don't want that, you could just go on here and watch someone play the game, and you don't have. What'd you say?
But can't you do that on YouTube?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean you can do it. Yeah, sure, you can do it on YouTube. But maybe I don't want the YouTube guy. I don't want to hear Jacksepticeye either. Are there ones where there's no?
There's no commentary YouTube pages.
They do?
Yeah.
I need to do that because that's my issue with Twitch. Like I like streaming, I just don't have to entertain people while I'm playing the game because I'll start.
I've seen people do that. They'll start talking to like say something for like the first couple of minutes. As soon as they hit like start, they'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna shut up. You guys can enjoy the game." I've seen people do that. Just don't say anything.
Yeah, it's just me. There's me cussing at Horizon Zero Dawn lives on Twitch. It's interesting. It is pretty dope. That is Pluto's pretty cool. So if you guys see it, check it out.
Yeah, man, lots of new stuff.
In the realm of new stuff, so we had mentioned the Young Rock series. I checked it out. Dexter, you checked it out.
Yeah, I liked it.
Tom, did you check it out?
Yeah, I seen the first episode. I thought it was pretty cool. I watched it with my kid. He liked it too.
Armani, did you watch it?
Ooh, I missed that on that one.
Okay, so definitely, I thought it was a cute show. I really enjoyed. It's a nice little history lesson, little walk down memory lane in the beginning, where The Rock talks about the wrestlers that he was around when he was younger.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's a very well done show.
Yeah.
So I think this will.
Armani, definitely check that out.
It's on NBC, right?
It's on like
everything.
Yo, and that's what I said too. It's on Peacock. It's on the USA app. It's on Hulu. You know what I'm saying? Like NBC, man, they triple dipping, yo.
Where ain't it? It ain't on Netflix. It ain't on HBO. It ain't on Disney. Some other good shows worth checking out. So Kenan Thompson of Kenan and Kel fame, also from Saturday Night Live, has a show on NBC.
Comes on right after The Rock or Young Rock.
Yes.
Called Kenan.
Surprise.
Look at that.
It's very cute too. The first episode was kind of weirdly shot. It's a single cam thing, but there's no laugh track. It seems like it should be shot in front of a live studio audience.
It felt like a long sketch of Saturday Night Live.
Okay, so you watched it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt like it was kind of forced, but it was like I get where it was going, but it felt like a long Saturday Night Live sketch. That's what I took it. That's the way it was shot, like you said. That's what it felt like watching him.
I was watching something else. I was watching something else the other day and realized that I was scrutinizing it for no reason because there's a lot of comedy shows that are like that. Like Modern Family is like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's mad comedy shows that don't have a laugh track and where it's just like the jokes just breathe. And that's why it'd be funny sometimes because it's just like you hear the joke and you're left with it and it's like this silence and then they move on to the next thing and you're like, yo, you just have to go back to it. Like it was interesting. I understand what you're saying. You know, it's an interesting show with Don Johnson on it.
Yes, that was So Don Johnson's his father-in-law. Kenan plays a single father who is widowed. He has 2 daughters. His father-in-law lives with them, and his father-in-law is Don Johnson. When you get past the first episode, because then I realized the next episode doesn't even look the same.
No,
I didn't feel like it had that same kind of feel to it.
I didn't finish the second episode. I didn't even really watch the second episode. I fell asleep. So
yeah, but that's out there living in the world as well.
Shout out to Kenan. It sucks that after all these years, because he's got the longest tenure on Saturday Night Live, period.
Wow. I'm not a Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he's like the longest running. Correct me if I'm wrong, right, Tom?
Yeah, he's the longest tenured cast member, Saturday Night Live, ever.
Wow.
It's not the best thing in the world to have as a stat. I know it sounds cool, but it's not. Because the whole reason why you leave Saturday Night Live is...
because your career blows up.
Yeah, for you to go do other things, and you no longer can be stagnant in this area anymore in your career.
Well,
I mean, he was a kid star, if anything, and then you got on the show.
You're right. Maybe you're right. Kid star getting on the show. It's one of those things where it doesn't matter who you are, from Andy Samberg.
Well, yeah, I dig it. But look at I try to put myself in his shoes. It's like you were the straight man to Kel. You know what I'm saying? And Kel was like the star. And you both went out for Saturday Night Live. You got the callback, not Kel. You know what I mean? While you've been on this show. I'm in my mind, he can't get past looking at the duo. So like you said, maybe he became complacent with being on Saturday Night Live.
Nah.
But who knows? Like you're right. He hasn't seen him in.
I think otherwise. I don't think he wanted to be there that long. I think that he just happened to. Because think about it, he's never been in a movie. He ain't been in a movie since Fat Albert.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't been doing anything. Whereas these other people, you got your you got your Kristen Wiggs, you got your
Pete
like
Davidson.
you know what I'm saying, your Pete Davidsons, like all of these people move on and go do something. Like go do a comedy special, a TV series. Like he's been chilling on Saturday Night Live.
They might have cut him the check. You gotta
15
think, man. He had to
years.
play like he's like the only black character, so he had to play like Oprah and like everybody else. Every time they had to do a black thing, you know what I'm saying? They might have cut him a check. So they just started getting like more black people on the show like
You're right.
recently.
I'm not trying to knock his talent. I'm just saying that he's been on there because I don't think his value is.
I don't think there's been too many movies that have come out that have done well, or even not done well, where I could even see him playing a role in, or the lead role in, for that matter. So I'm guessing it's just probably a casting. There's not really like, what are we putting him in? What would you put him in?
I think it's just one of those things. If you see him, you think of Saturday Night Live, or you think of
Mighty Ducks. Only
The
good
Burger.
burger.
Mighty Ducks. He's a Mighty Ducks.
D2. Or whatever.
Yeah, the second one.
Look at that. Oh yeah, he was in Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks, Disney Plus.
Did anybody ever think that shit was out of like they went from being this bullshit hockey team in the first one, like that barely made the playoffs and shit? Just remember the team got measles and that's how they got in and shit or something like that. and then in the second one they were just in the Junior Olympics. But then in the third movie they were like the JV team trying to beat the varsity team.
They went
to the prep school or some private school, and I'm thinking, well, shouldn't that would have been the second story and then the Olympic thing be the third? I don't know.
I mean, the Junior Olympics is only in Junior Olympic time.
Well, because the Penn Relays is about the same time as Junior Olympics. That's high school.
I guess they were, but it was the Mighty Ducks. They weren't that good. This was one Pee Wee hockey team from Minnesota. You feel what I'm saying? That barely made the playoffs. The second, this one, they had to bring in ringers. They had Benny the Jet from the Sandlot. Remember, he was going fast and shit, and he kept crashing and shit.
Oh yeah, he was from Dallas. He was from Dallas.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. They had to bring in mad ringers. It wasn't even the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Tom, a hater.
It's just the fact.
So Tom, how do you feel about the upcoming Mighty Ducks series?
Yeah, that's what's up. That they like that. That's still a thing. I'm glad that they kept that alive and brought Emilio Estevez back. I think it's pretty cool. I'll probably check out a couple episodes of it.
Emilio Estevez. Yeah. It's like, Emilio Estevez was my guy, yo.
Gordon Bombay.
With him and Demi Moore. This is my shit from back in the day.
Young Guns.
It's funny as hell. What else, man? Is anything else happening in the MCU? That's all I want. That's all I care about. My man Wu was talking about how Marvel is the only one delivering.
Well, Marvel got back the rights to the Punisher and Jessica Jones from Netflix, so there's that.
Delivering.
So
what happens to Luke Cage?
They left a black man over there.
So Jessica Jones was the first one, right? Was it the first show?
That was the first show.
Okay, so we can just assume that one expired first. And the Punisher was like the last show, right?
Mm-hmm. No, Daredevil was the first show.
You said what?
I think Daredevil was show.
Daredevil was.
So Daredevil was for Jessica Jones. Okay.
Daredevil had 2 seasons before Jessica Jones.
Yeah, it was supposed to go Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage, but everyone liked Luke Cage so much in Jessica Jones that they just switched it and put Luke Cage out third, and then Iron Fist came out.
Okay.
And the Punisher was somewhere around that time, whenever Iron Fist came out.
Punisher came out. I think Punisher came out right after Daredevil 3 because he was in Daredevil 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? He was in one of the Daredevils.
Or maybe 2. Whichever one he was in, Punisher came out right after it.
Okay, well, then we don't have any clue the rhyme or the reason.
But I know for a fact, though, that they don't have the rights to...
But yeah, so they have those 2 back. So that means we're closer to working on getting these back. Now, Disney Plus has no rated R things on it. Those shows were rated PG-13. Jessica Jones should be rated R.
Yeah.
The ratings on those, because nothing on Disney Plus is rated R. There's nothing rated R on there. I don't know if it's rated PG-13. I think if Pirates of the Caribbean is on it, then maybe there's rated PG-13 stuff on there.
Ain't no titties
on
Jessica Jones.
On Jessica Jones? Mad sex scenes on Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that's what I was
There's
saying.
sex. It ain't no sex.
There's got to be titties. There's got to be.
The silhouette.
I mean, there was a pretty hardcore sex scenes in there, but anyway, if not even that, the violence though would at least push whatever. Do we think these would end up on Disney or they ended up on Hulu? Where are they going? That's the question.
I mean, Deadpool's going to be in the MCU and rated R.
Deadpool is rated R. Deadpool ain't going on Disney Plus. It'll live on Hulu. We'll never see.
Then he's going
any content. They don't have any type of content for us to even compare that to.
Well, when Disney released Disney Plus, when it was in the announce or whatever, one of the things that they said was there will be no rated R content on it.
That was before they picked up.
but they have
before
Hulu.
They picked up Deadpool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want?
Look,
like,
they'll put Deadpool on there and they'll edit it.
I don't even know. Like,
clean version of Deadpool.
There is no precedent for us to even have this conversation, because if we really think about it, what I can't see them doing is specifically putting Deadpool on Hulu, even though Deadpool's already on Hulu. For some reason, both of those movies are already on Hulu.
Because Disney owns Hulu.
Disney.
Well, that's where they put. I'm just saying that makes sense. That's where they would put their rated R franchises. They're just gonna put them on Hulu.
I get that. However,
because they own a bunch from Fox and FX, they don't want the Hulu.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that they have that's rated R to even know. So I guess.
Oh, you know what? What's Wolverine rated?
You mean Logan?
There.
Logan. Logan.
Logan's rated.
Where he killed the guy in like the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Is Logan on there?
That's rated R. No.
Logan is on there.
It's on Disney Plus.
I think so because I tried to watch that.
Ooh, let's find out why you're working on that. So Kevin Feige also announced.
It's rated R. It's rated R.
Logan is?
Yeah.
Oh, we know it's rated R. Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it isn't, but I'll check right now. The Wolverine's on there. No Logan.
Okay. I wonder where you can watch Logan.
I feel like I had just recently tried to watch that. I think it just went off of HBO, actually.
Logan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Kevin Feige also made the comment very recently that he has no plans to make any more rated R movies in the MCU outside of Deadpool 3. There will be no more rated R movies. Which led to, what the fuck you doing with Blade? Blade don't rock right if it's not rated R.
And I ain't gonna lie, not all these superhero movies are for kids.
Most of them ain't for kids, no. Like, they're not.
They can skate with Blade being PG-13. Again, ain't no titties.
We need to find out what the violence factor is. What the
you can
blood.
Be violent. You can do all.
Yeah, you get one F-bomb.
You just have there's like a minimal amount of blood that you can use, and there's a minimal amount of F-bombs. You can say shit as much as you want. You can say any other words besides fuck.
You get one fuck, and that's it.
I think you can get more than one fuck now.
No, it's only one for PG.
It's one.
So you're saying no nudity. So nudity keeps it under PG-13.
I'm saying that you can tell the same story without having it rated R.
But it is, yeah.
Because I mean, Blade is corny anyway. Like every time he cuss, it was whack anyway. So don't cuss.
Tom, what do you think about?
What's the body count? I mean, how high are we going here? Did anyone ever added up one of the Avengers?
Mm-mm.
You know, so it's just one guy. We had the Hulk who killed 20 people in you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Without think about that scene in Days of Future Past where they were all down there. Wolverine was Weapon X, and he just went on that rampage and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, I guess there's actually not a lot of blood in any of them.
There's no blood in that.
But it's like one of those things where mad assumptions are that you died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you think about when Hulk throws somebody against a building, you know he dead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you know he dead. Like, it's not even a question. You know he's dead. Like, it's mad people that die, like, that are casualties that die around the actual villain or the actual hero. Like, you know, those guys that put up guns and Loki gets immediately.
Yeah, the stormtroopers. Like, you know.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they die immediately. They just don't show them die and they don't show them bleed. They dead, though.
You know what I'm saying? Children understand the concept of fodder, whether they know it or not.
They do.
Without question. It's the henchmen.
Like, we're talking about things that kill things, hurt things. Batman's been doing it for a long time. Like, what do you think happens when Batman throws you off the roof?
Yeah. And we don't see you again for the rest of the movie or whatever.
Exactly.
You end up in Arkham.
Yeah, right? One or the other. Yeah, maybe you do.
There's plenty of death. What do you think happened when Wanda blew up the building?
Right.
The whole floor.
They had a whole movie about the Sokovia Accords based off of what she.
Word. And it was all death.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we don't talk about that enough. Moving right along. So WandaVision episode 7 was a filler episode.
Oh my God. I hate when you do that. Oh my God, yo. I cannot have these conversations with people like you. The people that have their actual opinion about something and then speak it as if it's completely fact. It was a filler episode to I liked the episode.
Who says you can't like filler episodes?
You hated it. You hated it. Don't you try to make it seem like you hated it. You were so disappointed and mad. What was watched right after it? And you were like, that's how it's supposed to be done. I'm trying to...
Well.
That's how it's supposed to be done. That's how you do it. And I was like, yo, I liked the episode. I did.
Dexter gave you his take and mine. Armani, what did you think?
I'm going to be real. I liked the episode. It was supposed to be based on The Office. I love The Office. I didn't like that it was shorter and that it felt so clearly shorter. But I mean, like, we got Photon. We got the whole Agnes reveal. So I'm satisfied with it.
Stuff happened. I'm with you. Stuff happened. Tyra?
Like, we finally got Monica Rambeau with her powers.
Yeah. What did you need? Mad stuff happened. Like,
yeah, how you didn't like the episode and all that happened? Look, tell me Agnes the dopest theme song ever.
How you didn't like that?
Yeah, how like that? That was. Did y'all watch? Y'all see that after the credit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it had an end credit on the episode.
Yo, Monica got her powers.
Yeah, she did like superhero.
She got her powers. We got the villain. We got the song.
Right.
And you hated it. Jesus.
We basically got the Doctor Strange tie-in as well.
That's the Darkhold book or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sitting in the corner. That was dope. Finally, we can get past this. We've been sitting here for episode 7 episodes. Is it Agnes? Is Agnes Hart? Whatever. We've been sitting there debating on it. Now we finally got confidence. I actually feel satisfied that I got it.
Literally the reveal episode. It's literally actually the end right before they hit you with a 3-hour movie real quick.
Right. We got the penultimate episode coming up.
Wait, what?
I thought we had 3 more episodes left.
I thought it was 9. Or is it 10?
Okay, so let's talk about this because I was on Clubhouse. There's different things going around saying that Kevin Feige made comments about the show overall would be about like 9 hours or whatever, or a certain time length. So that equaled like 9 30-minute episodes or whatever that math on that is. Or so maybe we don't know for sure whether or not there's actually going to be 10. People said it's supposed to be a surprise 10th episode, but it's only slated for 9. It doesn't seem to be any true confirmation behind. 1, is there 10 episodes? And 2, will the last 3 be an hour long?
I'm looking on IMDb right now, and it has episode 8, February 26th, and episode 9, March 5th, and that's it.
Okay, well.
I will take that as with you. We have the penultimate episode next week.
So we could just be getting 2 more 38-minute episodes.
It could be.
I hope not. We don't. Everyone knows how Game of Thrones went. Why? Why is this a pattern?
Well, I mean, this was just a small portion of a bigger picture, though. We knew that. We knew this wasn't going to be... WandaVision is not going to be the next big, series going to be around for 7 seasons.
But it could... I won't say it'll be around for 7 seasons, but, it could be. And even at that, why would you make the last 2 episodes of this great show the only episodes you made 38 minutes? I could have gone with the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes, when we didn't know what was going on. Those could have been 38 minutes.
Well, I mean, either way, it's still less than an hour. It's short. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we might as well be prepared for 2 more episodes at the regular time frame. What we're getting. Are you ready for that? Are we good with that? We ain't got no choice. Probably got no choice but to be.
Right.
I mean, we're going to get what we're going to get in these next 2 episodes.
There's going to be 10 episodes, I'm calling it.
I mean, they're going to sneak out an episode.
I think that we walking around here acting like we know anything is speculation. And, usually they put out, episode information prior to, Like usually you'll be able to see if it's 10 episodes. Like if you're on Power episode 7, you'll be able to see that it's a 10th episode or at least a 9th episode. But in this particular instance, you don't see anything until Friday morning. You know what I mean? But they said that there were 3 more hour-long episodes. Now, is that bullshit? Maybe. But everything that we heard about the show has come true.
Okay, yeah.
We knew Agnes was Agatha. We just didn't know how it was going to play out. We know Mephisto is somewhere. We just don't know how it's going to play out. Like,
yeah, those are fair things.
Y'all realize, y'all know she sent, and like, you know, so it's dope. I don't understand. She sent Pietro, you know what I'm saying? So we know how he got there. All the answers in this episode. Breaking the fourth wall. That's what it was called.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got anything else with WandaVision?
It's the best thing spoken. Like, it's just doing it. They're just doing shit right. Like, giving us what we need with, I don't know, man. It's just execution, man. Like, people got all they got to say about hero shit, but they deliver.
They do. Speaking of other shows that deliver and are coming back, Snowfall is back this week. So Snowfall airs Wednesdays at 10 on FX, and then you can catch it Thursday on Hulu. So we'll be talking about that. This is season 3? Or is it season 4?
4.
Okay. So season 4 starts this week. Any other shows that anyone's looking forward to? Anything new that's caught you guys' attention at all?
I'm watching a show on Amazon.
Tell me your secrets.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching right now. I don't even know what I'm watching yet, so I can't even tell the people.
Okay.
It's got Lily Robb or Rabe.
So it's the story from like 3 different points of view of 3 different sets of people, and it's somehow interconnected. And you're on this ride to figure out how these people are connected and how this is going to play out.
So kind of like Fargo in a way?
Nah. We don't even know what it's like yet because we haven't watched enough to know how it plays out.
Yeah.
However, what you're saying with Fargo is 3 different seasons. This is 1 season broke down, I think, into 3 parts or 3 characters.
Yeah. Basically, it's like 3, I don't want to say acts, not 3 acts. It's just 3 stories that intertwine. It's like Crash. Amy Brenneman, that's whose name I couldn't think of. She's in it as well. As Lily Robb, as well as Lily Robb that you mentioned. So that's on
Amazon Prime.
Yes. Armani, are you watching anything? Planning on watching anything?
I have not watched anything recently, but I did just start on New Game Plus of Ghost of Tsushima. So that's where my time's been at.
Oh, so you're playing video games. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Tom, what are you watching? Is there anything you're watching?
I caught up on Snowfall. I'd only watched the first season and binged it to catch up for... It's actually tonight's episode on Wednesday. Tonight is the premiere.
Okay. Everyone watched the movie I Care Alot on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're going to wrap it up with. We're going to just talk about that a little bit. What do you think of it, Dexter?
Savage ass lady. I don't like it. It makes me scared. That's a real horror movie. Especially after we just watched the thing about Britney Spears.
I'm on your side about that. That's how I feel about the movie.
But yeah, like that's the scariest thing. For those who haven't seen the movie, it's basically about a con woman who unwillingly becomes the conservator of old people. I mean, well, shit, young people alike. Anybody who... I think anybody can get it. I don't think it's really... I don't think it's exclusive to old people. Like, whoever it is, they can get it.
Yeah.
She's wild, dog. Like, she sold this stuff, like, the day of. Like, as soon as she grabbed the conservatorship, she put
I wanted something bad to happen to her.
And furniture up for auction. Yo.
What'd you say, Tom?
I wanted something bad to happen to her the whole movie. Like, she needed... Somebody to get her. Somebody owe her 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? She needed to catch something. Because people like that, nah, you gotta get hurt. Fuck that.
See, and I made a comment. I was like, there's a special place in hell for people who, do bad shit to old people.
Yeah, do that to my mom. Let's see what I do. Oh, that.
Well, she found out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so they build it up like this seems like a very villainous thing. And it seems like this is a villainous thing. But then the movie takes this weird twist to where she's not the antagonist. She becomes the protagonist. And then she's being bullied by
Tyrion.
by Tyrion Lannister.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
You think she became the protagonist?
Yeah, and I was rooting for him the whole time.
Yeah, like I was hoping he was gonna kill her.
Yeah,
Me too.
I mean, so did I.
That was actually the part of the movie that made me mad.
Right. That's what
Because somehow, some way, she did become the protagonist in the end.
Yeah, this was just like, no, she should have died. He should have killed her.
She's a bad person.
Yo, Tom, she had an iPhone.
Yeah, that's when we realized it was like,
yeah,
wait,
right.
something's wrong.
She got the iPhone. Does that mean she's the good guy?
Yeah, which was bullshit. Because essentially, then that's what they did was they spun it to where I care a lot.
I'm gonna call Apple and let them know about it.
Yeah, it was different, man. So did you guys, Armani, did you like the movie?
I liked it. I did.
Tom? I liked it too.
It was good. If it made me hate the person that much, I assume I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? That's how I take it.
Yeah, man.
So.
She was a good heel.
Very interesting movie. Check it out on Netflix. It's definitely worth the watch.
Anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
The Miz is the WWE Champion.
Still? He's still the champ?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He got to do some promoting right now. His show about to come back on. He got some promoting to do. He's a transitional champion. I think they're gonna give it to Bobby.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to somebody, but they have it for a couple of
That is a whole lot of human beings.
That's a big dude, yo. He looked like he remind me of the purple thing in
At McDonald's?
No, not Grimace. No, not Grimace. But the purple thing that's in like Looney Tunes. It's like this big hairy thing. I think it wears sneakers.
Oh, I know.
The monster. Yeah, the little monster.
Yo, I'm gonna find his name out. I'm gonna have his name for the next pod. Y'all gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But yo, he reminds me of that dude. But yeah, it looks like we might be getting a second black world champion, guys. Because Kofi was the only world champion that we've ever had in our life. And I know some people don't watch wrestling, but some do. Kofi Kingston was the first black champion ever. I mean, you could count The Rock. You know what I'm saying? But he's the first actual full black champion. So it would be a big deal for this to happen. We just had a black girl win the female Royal Rumble. So that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Bianca Belair. And she's respectable. She's not like one of these girls out here looking crazy. Like, she's one of the strongest. She's one of the toughest. And she's not out here looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope that they seeing us, I guess. Maybe it's because it's Black History Month. It's like, it'll be done by the time that.
By the end of the month, then wrap this shit up.
Everybody knows who The Miz is. Come on, man.
Armani, you know who The Miz is.
Sadly.
Why is that sadly?
Because I just can't stand that man. I couldn't stand him when he started wrestling.
Good. He's a good heel. That's the point. He's a bad guy. You're not supposed to like him. You're supposed to hate him.
Well, I mean, he did what he had to do then.
What the Rock say? Never stop playing the gimmick. Like,
never stop selling the gimmick.
It's the Miz. You gotta respect him for it.
Yeah, he's and we discussed that because of the fact that it's like seeing him come up on Road Rules and talk about how much he wanted to be a wrestler and like watching him come from that and then doing this now is pretty damn amazing. Like,
yeah, he just broke some record. He's the first person in history to have every belt twice. It's pretty fire. Come on.
So I guess that's a podcast.
That's a podcast.
Make sure to like, rate, subscribe. I've seen a couple new reviews. Thank you on Apple Podcasts. Thanks for listening. And until next time, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, and social distance.
Double mask.